everybody, it's Pete Meyer, Motor Age Technical Editor. I'm here with Don Avellino, who is the Manager of Business Development for a new service information product that you may or may not have heard of called MotoLogic. MotoLogic has a few unique characteristics that make it a little bit different from those that you've been using. And Don, you're here to tell us all about it.
Thanks, Peter. Appreciate the time. We're really excited about MotoLogic. This has been years in the making. And MotoLogic is a new a product that can bring repair and diagnostic information. And it's based purely on the OE information, the same information you get from the car dealerships. What makes MotoLogic special is that we've built technology that can take all of the OEM content and break it down word for word from every single article so that you can search all articles for each vehicle by any search term you're looking for. So in other words, if you can use Google, you can use MotoLogic. You can find everything very, very quickly.
Well, because you just said something that kind of caught my ear. OEM. You say that you're farming the OEM service information into your product?
Exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've gone to the OEs and we've gotten licenses to take their content, whatever is on their service website, we have imported 100% of it into MotoLogic.
Okay, well, I tell you what, why don't you, I know you got your screen set to show us some of the features and benefits, so let's take a look at the product itself. Run us through, what what MotoLogic can do.
Great, be happy to. What you're looking at right now is the home screen. So after you've logged into the MotoLogic website, you can see that we track the last 10 cars that you've looked up and the last 10 articles for each of those cars. So that makes it really easy for you to jump back and look at articles that you previously viewed during the day. We have a typical year, make, model drop down and the search term. This search bar right here, we think is the most important part of this site because in that search bar, you can type in, again, any word, a DTC code, symptom, or a part type, and find all the related articles instantly. So we're going to jump in real quick to 2005 Chevy Impala. And all the articles that will come up, that will be available, are specific to the '05 Chevy Impala. What you see down the left side here are the typical systems and subsystems that users are used to seeing from other types of services. We also have owner's manuals as well. Across the top here are the information types. So we have bulletins, diagnostics, diagrams, repair specs, labor times, etc. Each of these tabs are hot. So for example, I can click on diagrams and then I can even drill down lower into more specific things that I'm looking for. So under diagrams, for example, we have wiring connectors. We have MotoLogic color wiring diagrams, which are very popular out in the market. Exploded wiring diagrams and the OE wiring diagrams. So in MotoLogic, you get the color wiring diagrams that you're used to seeing in some systems, and you get the OE wiring diagrams that you're used to seeing in others. So you get the best of both worlds.
Wow.
But of course, what we think is the most important is this search term. So let's just say a car comes into your shop and it's got the check engine light. So you pull the code and it's a P0123. All you need to do is just type it in, P0123, hit enter, and that fast we've drilled down thousands of articles to find the 83 articles that pertain to P0123. So if I click on that quickly I'm now into the GM trouble tree for that DTC.
And again, all this information is from the OE, right?
Yes, this is direct from GM. On the left, I'll also point out too that this is the actual OE table of contents. So GM factory trained techs will recognize the table of contents over here very quickly. But you can see how clean all the documents look. And you can see how the P0123 is highlighted, showing that we've searched on this particular document, the search term P0123. We preserve all of the hyperlinks that each of the OEMs provide in their content. So we're not scanning any documents and then trying to reactivate selected hyperlinks. We preserve all of them. So all of the blue type you see here are active hyperlinks, which is really nice. So that when you get down to, in this case, step 11, if you have to replace the throttle position sensor, you can just click on the link and go directly to it. You don't need to back out and do another search on throttle position sensor.
Well, let me interrupt you here, Don. Because all this stuff is coming from the OE, and the OE hyperlinks are preserved, it seems to me that a lot of that material is no different than going to the OE service site and buying the individual subscription. Is that an accurate statement, or?
That's exactly correct. And that's what's so nice about MotoLogic. Again, you just as you said, you can subscribe to MotoLogic and get the same information that's on those factory websites at a fraction of the price instead of going and subscribing to each of them.
Sure. Okay. And we might get to a little bit later, but is there programming information available through MotoLogic, or is that still something we have to go to the OE site for?
Programming, in some cases, is available in MotoLogic. In some other cases, it's not. It depends upon how the OEs decide to license their information.
Sure. So I mean, if it's like, I guess it would say if it's informational type of thing, that's certainly available through MotoLogic, but it's not going to be a connected product. In other words, to provide the gateway for downloading a lot of those programs, right?
Right.
Yeah,
correct.
and that's true now, so that's no big deal.
Okay. But you'll see, for example, and we'll do a couple more search terms. If I just type the word corral, you can see how quickly, again, out of thousands of articles, we can find 14 that specifically have the words corral in them. And we actually, we as I said, we process every single word that's found in the document. We analyze the headings, we analyze the way the manufacturers categorize their articles, and then we do our own analysis of the body of the article itself. And we score the relevance of those articles accordingly. And so the search results that you get when you use our search term are based upon relevance and popularity. So as more users continue to use and view certain articles, they gain in importance and surface towards the top of the search results as well.
Mm-hmm.
So very powerful search engine that we use behind MotoLogic.
Yeah, that's a big plus, because sometimes finding what you want can be a challenge.
Right. And two, you can see we preserved the color photographs that GM has presented as well too.
Awesome. Now, what about update?
Sorry, go ahead.
What about update? I mean, how often is the information updated between MotoLogic and its OE sourcing?
It's a great question. So we've launched MotoLogic in April of last year, and we launched with most of the major manufacturers, and we're still adding some more. And as we begin to go through 2013, we've begun to activate our update mechanisms, which means that we'll go in and we'll search continuously the sites that the OEMs have authorized us to, and we'll watch for new articles that come out on a regular basis. And when we see them, we can download them programmatically and put them right into the system. So in some cases, in some manufacturers, it's on a live continual basis.
Uh-huh.
On others, it may be every couple of months.
So it's dependent on your agreement with that particular factory.
Yes.
Yeah, that's...
Yes, that's correct. Wanted to show you something with the other wiring diagrams, just to give the viewers a sense of how different manufacturers handle it and the benefit to it. So
Sure.
I just grabbed a 08 Honda Accord. So I'm going to isolate wiring diagrams. and I'm going to single out the OE Honda wiring diagrams, and I'll just grab this one right here.
Oh, so you have a drop down there that you can pick which one you want.
Yes.
That's neat.
In this case, you can see this is a color Honda OE wiring. I'm going to blow this up just a little bit. But what's different between MotoLogic and other sites is that we've preserved, again, all these hyperlinks. So, for example, you can click on this photo link, and Honda will provide the locator for that particular component within each of the wiring schematics.
Yeah, Honda's pretty good at some of this stuff. That's a great feature there. I mean, I know I went hunting to when you have a bunch of black connectors side by side to know which one is which.
Yes. Our subscribers really enjoy that feature there. I also want to show you the coloring wired diagrams as well. Again, I'll just pick any one at random. So these are the color wiring diagrams that are found in other popular systems as well. As I mentioned, you get the best of both worlds, but as you look at this diagram, you can see that there's an awful lot going on here. So you can zoom in, but you can also select a circuit like I've done here. And as I clicked on that, you can see how these have gone color.
Uh-huh.
And by clicking on that button, I can isolate that particular circuit within this wiring diagram and fade all the others out.
That's a great... And will that go from page to page?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's another nice little feature about MotoLogic that our subscribers really enjoy. And I can turn that highlight off as well. So that makes it really easy for everybody. Again, you can type in anything. So if I want to look at the water pump, I can just type it in, get the water pump replacement for the L4, bring the procedure up instantly. You see how nice and clear the graphics are. We process a lot of the graphics that come from the manufacturers into scalable vector graphics so that no matter how big you blow up the image, it stays nice and crisp and clean.
Awesome.
And again, over on the left side, this table of contents, this is Honda's table of contents. So again, the factory text will be able to follow along right away and see that this has come straight from the dealership.
Now I noticed too that again, even the steps here in this particular one were highlighted. So that means, I mean, they were blue. So that's a hyperlink probably to the diagram, right, to show you exactly what they're talking about.
Yes, let me go back to that.
Yeah, check that out.
So if you need to remove the drive belt, you can just click on it.
Yeah, see there you get special tool notes, what direction to turn it in. The only thing that's not doing is doing the job for you.
we try, but we can't go that far. So that's a quick overview of MotoLogic. A couple other little features are your bookmarks, so that if you have popular articles that you're looking up frequently, you can bookmark them so you don't have to continue to go in and search for them. Again, we have owner's manuals for most of the manufacturers. And we also have a contact support number. So if there's something that you can't find on MotoLogic, or if there's a manufacturer that we don't currently cover on MotoLogic, you can contact that 800 number, and we can get that information from you directly from the OEM and either email or fax it to you immediately.
So let's cover that point, Don. And are we all done with the screen share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me bring you back out here where everybody can see you. And I guess that's the big question guys going to ask. What currently does MotoLogic cover? I guess the three domestics is a given, right?
Correct.
So we got GM,
Right.
Ford, Chrysler, and I guess some of the more popular Asians.
Yes, Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Hyundai, and Kia.
Uh-huh.
We recently added Volkswagen and Audi. And later this month, we'll be adding BMW, Smart Car, and Mazda. And then right behind that, we're working on Subaru, Mitsubishi, BMW, and more.
Yeah.
So over the next several months, we should be adding out all the other manufacturers that you want to see. But again, during that time frame, we have the 800 number support, so you could always call that number if there's a manufacturer we don't have on yet,
Right.
and we can still get you that information.
Yeah, well, and I think a big plus, as we've been talking about, actually, couple the search function is great. I love what you've done with the wiring schematics, making it a choice if I want to use the OE or if I want to use the block style diagrams. Being able to highlight the circuit, on that block diagram is going to be a big plus for a lot of guys. Trying to find out what's going where. Like you said, it can be kind of a hassle to try to look at all that spaghetti and lay out 3 or 4 pages on your workbench trying to follow what you're trying to follow. So that's a big plus.
Right.
The fact that it's based all on the OE is really great, because I've seen cases in aftermarket systems at no fault of their own. They can only go by their sources where there have been errors, in the material. So at least we're going straight to the source for that. The updates coming as often as the OE will let you. That's awesome. Just some really great benefits. I'm sure coverage is going to be improving. You're still kind of a young product, but I would certainly encourage the independent shops who want to add that OEM capability to get a hold of you guys. So how do they do that, Don? If we have people watching that want to find out more about trying out MotoLogic in their shops, where do they go to do that?
There's a couple ways to do that. One, you could go right to motologic.com, and there's some contact information on that page that you can either see a demo, watch a video, and also contact us for subscription. You can also contact just about any of the commercial account managers from any of the advanced auto locations. They'll be able to also help with subscriptions as well.
Oh, so this is actually marketed through Advanced Auto Parts now?
Yes, it's...
Yeah, so I mean, Advanced Auto Parts has locations all across the country, so that shouldn't be too hard for guys to find out about.
That's right. Should be very easy. And the system is, the back-end administrative system is very well designed, so we can get you up and running really quickly. Very, very high touch, very high service oriented administrative background. So we're really trying to make it very easy for the shops, not only to get the product and do business with us, but to make it, more importantly, very easy for them to get their jobs done while they're servicing cars every day.
Yeah, and I know that we're focusing on the service information product today, Don, but it's also my understanding that MotoLogic is expanding also into the e-commerce side of things for shop owners. Can you give us a couple of bullet points, a couple of highlights there that maybe we have a conversation about that down the road a piece? But in case anybody is in that, has been thinking about that kind of thing going into the new year, what kind of things do you have in there? Just a few highlights.
Yeah, we've got, as you said, we're not stopping here. This is only version 1.0. We also have an entire suite of e-commerce products for shops. So if they need a website to help bring in customers, we can help them with that. We can also help them manage their online reputation. We have a fantastic program that enables shops through their shop management system to reach out to their customers, old and new customers, set up an online garage for each of those customers so they can see their vehicle and see their online history of the repair services that they've had, and gives the ability to shop to do online marketing back to those customers, to offer them specials and to send them reminders to get them to come back into the shop and get more service.
Yeah, so there's I'm sorry, go right ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Right behind that too, we have a brand new shop management system that's coming out where all of this integrates very, very nicely. And it's a cutting edge shop management system that can utilize touchscreen technology.
Wow.
That's another beautiful product that's coming out very, very shortly. And we also have online education.
Awesome. Well, Don, I want to thank you for taking some time out this morning to share the MotoLogic project with our audience. And guys, if you get a chance, go to MotoLogic.com or check with your local Advanced Auto Parts commercial business guy to find out more about trying this product on for size. Don, thanks again.
Thank you, Peter.